Hi friends, we come across many things in our daily life of different texture, color, and type. Most of these can be classified as metals and non-metals. Let us see how we start our day with both metals and non-metals. For example, metals are alarm clock, fork, spoon, metal lunchbox, and bicycle. Let us define metals now. Any chemical element, which is a good conductor of heat and electricity, is a metal. Non-metals may be plastic, paper, brick, glass, wood. Let us define non-metals. Non-metals are not able to conduct heat and electricity. Properties of metals. Now let us see about the physical properties of metals. Generally metals are hard, except sodium and potassium, which is soft and can be cut easily with a knife. One important property of metals is malleability. Malleability is the property where metals can be hammered to thin sheets, or bent to another form. For example, aluminum can be beaten to thin sheets, and in the same way iron rods can be bent to other forms. The second property is the conduction of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. For example, utensils made of metals become hot when kept on stove. Coming to the third property, is the ductility. Ductility is where metals are drawn into wires, example in case of copper and aluminum. The next property is sonorous. Sonorous is the ringing sound produced by metals when they are struck hard. For example, bell, made from metal. Finally, metals have a lustrous appearance, especially when they are freshly cut. Properties of non-metals. Now let us study about non-metals. Non-metals are elements which form negative ions by gaining electrons. They are mostly gases at room temperature. Non-metals form a large number of compounds, which we use in our daily life. Let us see some of the non-metals required for survival. Carbon is an important non-metal, as most of the life compounds like carbohydrates, proteins and vitamins depend on them. Oxygen plays an important role in sustaining life and combustion of fuels. Coming to the physical properties of non-metals, they are generally soft and brittle. They are easily broken into pieces. For example, sulfur and phosphorus. One exception is carbon, in the form of diamond, which is very hard. Non-metals are neither malleable or ductile. Non-metals are poor conductors of heat and electricity. It is because of the absence of free electrons. Exception is graphite, which conducts electricity by the presence of mobile electrons. Non-metals are non-sonorous. They do not produce any sound when they are struck by hard material. For example, sulfur and iodine. Non-metals has the tendency to exist in more than one structural form. This is called allotropy. For example, carbon has many forms, namely, diamond, graphite, coke, etc. Chemical properties of metals. Have you seen iron rod kept in air, which has not been used for a long period? Did you observe the color of the rod? It has a reddish-brown color. This reddish-brown substance, formed on the iron rod, is called rust. This is due to the chemical reaction that took place between the metal and exposed air. Let us define a chemical property. Metals combine with other metals, or non-metallic elements, to form new products, which is used in many applications. Now we shall have a look at some of the chemical properties of metals. Metals reacts with oxygen to form basic oxides. These oxides are basic in nature, that is, it turns red litmus blue. Sodium reacts with oxygen to form sodium oxide. To prevent oxidation, sodium is stored in kerosene. Let us see how magnesium reacts with air. Magnesium reacts with oxygen only on ignition. It gives out a dazzling white flame and forms a white powder of magnesium oxide. Chemical properties of metals. We will see how metals reacts with water. Sodium and potassium reacts with water to form oxides or hydroxides. When metals react with acids, to form salts, and liberate hydrogen gas, with a pop sound. Metals like aluminum and zinc react with strong bases like sodium hydroxide, and liberate hydrogen gas. Metals undergo displacement reactions, by displacing one metal by another metal, in an aqueous solutions. Reactions of nonmetals. Let us learn about the chemical properties of nonmetals. Reaction with water. Nonmetals are electronegative, so they do not react with water. The highly reactive nonmetals like phosphorus catch fire when exposed to air, so they are stored in water. Reaction with oxygen. Nonmetals form acidic, or neutral oxides. Carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, which further dissolves in water to form acids. Reaction with acids. Nonmetals do not react with dilute acids and displace hydrogen, but some exceptions are present. Sulfur reacts with concentrated nitric acid to form sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and water. Uses of metals. We have learned about the various physical and chemical properties of metals. Now let's learn how these metals are used in many applications. Let us have a look at the uses of various metals. Iron is used in making furniture, construction of bridges, and as factory equipment, in making heavy machineries. Aluminum is used in making the body parts of aircrafts, automobiles, and cooking utensils. Copper is a good conductor of electricity. It is used in electrical wires and cables. Gold and silver are used in jewelry making. Lead is used in storage batteries of automobiles and inverters. Uses of nonmetals. Hydrogen is used in the manufacture of ammonia, methanol, and vinous fatty. Oxygen is used in life-supporting process, and also with other gases, to perform welding. Sulfur is used in manufacture of industrial chemicals, insecticide, and fungicide in agriculture, and for vulcanizing rubber. Nitrogen is used in fertilizers, to enhance the plant growth, and also as an inert gas, in processed food packaging. Other nonmetals, such as argon, helium, and neon, also have their own applications.